So team 2, is it all? Everybody is here or they're still coming? Team 2 have to dance. So finally people slowly standing in. Still asking questions. Welcome. One round of applause to team 2. Yes, sir. So team 2 has a choice. All of you can come sing and dance, or you can put your facilitators under the bus. Your choice is yours. Do you want to put your facilitators under the bus, or do you all want to come? Dance. Team 2, a show of hands. All the team 2 people. Who wants to put the facilitators under the bus? Unanimously. By seeing the response, I have renounced team 2. I have nothing to do with team 2. No. See, let's see here. Sukada knows to sing. Has anybody seen Sukada dance?
No. He already told a joke.
Wait, where are you going? Has anybody seen Priyasaki Mataji dance? Okay. Team 1 will give the song. Where is both of you please come. Oh, Priyasaki Mataji will sing and he will dance. Please come quickly, we have very less time. Wow. Round of applause, yes. Mataji will sing and he will dance, or both of you will dance to his singing. Come on. Where is from Budapest? You have to play. You need one person, right? Huh? Somebody hold the mic for me.
There is one more mic there.
Seriously, team 2? You don't want to talk? Team 2 has 2 options. You join immediately, or I will speak sentimentally for 5 minutes. You will all come crying. Somebody hold the mic for him.
Post the link one more time. Link.
Dance.
Facilitator should be right.
No, not the regular dance. Prabhu, we don't want to see the not the regular dance, Prabhu, something. Not the attempt.
Oh, you want to see long dance or something?
Not the regular dancers.
Not the regular dancers.
Manals.
Mataji wants to dance, that's why they're telling you all. Demon can make. So wonderful. I think we all had a very interesting session on discussion of Varna and Ashrama. So I'd like to request His Holiness Tulsi Krishna Maharaj to give the closing remarks on this. Now please remember that coming out of this, we'll all take about an hour and a half to prepare for your team presentations. You all have your rooms where you can go and practice. If 3 and 4 think that this place is restricted, there's a big space in the children's group. There also there is place to go practice. Okay. So we have about 20 minutes, 20-25 minutes to run the session.
So all of you got a good idea about plans for balancing your material duties, family responsibilities, and your Krishna conscious practices while neglecting none of them and at the same time not getting stuck with them but gradually making progress to come to the stage of retirement where you'll be able to dedicate fully, almost fully, for practicing spiritual life, which is the aim, ultimate goal. So that, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, at the end of life, the test we all have to pass is whether we're able to remember Krishna, remember the holy name or chant the holy name. And that Krishna himself will facilitate if we have practiced nicely before death comes. So at the time of death we do not know what is going to be a condition. But certainly if we have practiced, then it is guaranteed that Krishna will actually help us and he will fill in whatever the shortcomings are. So now I will take a few questions and then we will close. I think enough has been discussed about Varna and Ashrama.
Okay, who has questions? Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. It is said that following Varnashrama Dharma, it's a gradual process for spiritual development and ultimately reaching the Supreme Lord Himself. So, we have the 4 Varnas, like the Shudras and everybody. When everybody is following their own Varna, how it will help them for the spiritual progress and how they will be able to reach the Supreme Lord Himself.
Okay. There are 2 paths. One is the gradual path of progress and the other one is the direct path of advancement in spiritual life. So we are not following the gradual path where a Shudra, he follows the rules and regulations of his Varna and then becomes eligible to take birth in a Vaishya family or a Vaishya qualities. And then he practices a Vaishya and then takes birth in a Kshatriya qualities. It's not that what we are talking about. We are talking about the Varnashrama where everyone identifies themselves as devotee of Krishna or devotee of Vishnu. My body, my mind is of a particular nature, but I am not that. This is a very fundamental understanding. I am, or you are spirit soul, you are devotee. Your pure consciousness is Krishna consciousness. So it has been covered and conditioned by past association with material nature in different ways, variety, you see. So that doesn't matter if you take up Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process of chanting Hare Krishna primarily as your spiritual practice, and in order to do your material duties, you have to consider what type of body, what type of mind you have, and accordingly you engage in some material duties. So for that the guidelines are given in the Varnashrama system. So that is just for the material duties. Whereas the spiritual activity is common, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't say, Shudras don't chant Hare Krishna. He says everyone chant Hare Krishna. Everyone offer food and eat prasadam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not given any distinction. Rupa Goswami 64 principles, anywhere you see, the 64 principles you saw in the morning, anywhere you see, only Brahmanas do this, only Kshatriyas do this, only women do this. Nowhere you see that. So, Varnashrama is something practical to deal with our body and mind, which we cannot neglect, which we cannot ignore. So, the spirit soul, the real self, the real you, the real person is simply meant for spiritual activity, and which is naturally done by doing devotional service as taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So ours is not a gradual path of advancement, ours is a direct process, and by good association, by following the principles of sadhana bhakti, anyone can make advancement, irrespective of what their mind-body system is like, what their duties are, what kind of varna or ashrama they may belong to, and different stages of progression in the ashrama itself. It doesn't matter. So the essence is, of varnashrama is, we are devotees. Essentially we are all devotees, and our aim is God realization. Our aim is to become God conscious. That's all. And we got some standard practices which we have to do. Just like when you take initiation, anyone who takes initiation, chant 16 rounds Hare Krishna, follow 4 regulative principles, avoid those 4 sinful activities. So that's common. And it's not difficult, because you come into good association, you start following, and you take guidance how to overcome certain obstacles you may face, in challenges you may be facing, in finding time to chant or difficulties in chanting, and you're able to actually make real progress and come to the standard, and then take initiation and chant and follow the rules, the simple principles, and you make advancement and you go back to Godhead. This is what Prabhupada is offering everyone. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering everyone. Next question.
There were many questions about balancing our material duties and our spiritual duties in Krishna consciousness. So, any insights, guiding principles on the balance?
Balancing, the word balancing itself means there is a tendency in the name of spirituality to not do one's duty towards family, or in the name of taking care of family responsibility, not do any spiritual practice. This tendency is there. So, balancing means neither neglecting family responsibilities as householders, nor, not neglecting the spiritual practices in the name of taking care of family responsibility. So both have to be done. So balancing means there will be times, see, always in our daily routine, we have to have some kind of discipline, which may not be there in the beginning, but over a period of time, you have to fall into some kind of schedule a routine schedule. Now this routine schedule gets disturbed when there is an emergency at work or at home or in your temple. Janmashtami, you have to stay awake till midnight. But that's not every day. Sometimes in work you have got some urgent requirement, you have to work late. So you come back home late, next time you can't get up early. So these type of situations will be there, but they are not daily happenings. Never become disturbed when such situations arise and then think that, oh, I cannot follow my routine. It's just not possible. It's because I'm too much into Krishna consciousness, therefore I'm not able to follow my schedule. No, that's not the real thing. The real thing is that material world is a place of discouragement for spiritual activities. And it seems like somebody serious spiritually, they are not bothered about any material responsibilities, but both of which are wrong. Both of which are wrong. Spiritual life does not mean you neglect your spiritual responsibility or material responsibility. No. Neither becoming serious spiritually does not mean the very fact that I as a sannyasi am sitting here and talking. Does it mean that we don't care for householders? What their challenges are? We only speak about, oh, you should just chant Hare Krishna. You should just, come to the temple every day. Or you should just do your spiritual duties. Don't bother about material duties. No. That is never going to work. Practically, it's not going to lead to success neither in spiritual life nor in material duties. Neither is going to work. So, actually what is being taught in the scriptures is something very practical and something that is going to lead to success. It's a guaranteed formula for success. So, balancing means you have a routine and you try to follow the routine and try to fine-tune it as you become, practiced to following the routine. And there will be times when the routine becomes disturbed and you don't get upset about it. You don't think that you lost balance, you lost control, or it's just not working out. No. You can come back to normalcy by catching up when there are some lean periods. Just like there are periods when there are emergencies, there are times when there are lean periods. Just like school vacation for the kids, the parents will have so much of relief from not, preparing the children to go to school, getting them to do their homework, etc., etc. Or when you're on vacation, you don't have office work pressure. 1 week you take off. Then you can actually rework on your, schedules and take a little extra rest. You can do that. So there are always ways and means of balancing by not getting upset with certain emergencies or certain, difficulties or challenges you may face sometimes. Material world means there will be some problems, there will be some challenges, because material world, nothing is constant, you see. It keeps on changing. In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Adibhutam Sharo Bhavaha. Material nature is constantly changing. Is constantly changing. The three gunas are always competing with each other to dominate. So, because we are influenced to different degrees by the three gunas, we want to maintain sattvic, lifestyle. But if sattva guna is not dominating in its influence on us, rajoguna dominates, then we become rajasic and we tend to go to some extreme, either in spiritual practice or in family responsibility. Then we see that things go off and then we make some mistake, or we become discouraged, or we lose some enthusiasm. But come back. Whenever you lose some enthusiasm, come back. Just go back. Take help. Take association. Take suggestion. Take good advice. Don't struggle alone. Many times it happens that when you're at home and you're facing some difficulty, you think that, oh, I can't go to the temple. Because they'll ask me, did you do your chanting? Oh, I was not able to chant. Then I have to explain all my problems. I better deal with it in my home. No. You go to the temple, take association. You don't have to necessarily reveal all your problems. You just go to the temple, have darshan. Just talk to devotees, just say Hare Krishna. Krishna will give you some good intelligence by which you can very easily solve when you go back home your problem which you were struggling with. So this I always tell, never struggle alone when you face a problem. Always seek out good association. And the best association is just going to the temple. Just having darshan of the deity. You can have darshan at home by your Facebook or whatever you have. They keep posting some pictures or whatever. No, but that's not the same as going to the temple and actually having darshan of the deities. Just going to the temple and hearing some kirtan or talking to some devotees. Or if you can't go to the temple, pick your mobile phone, call some devotee and just speak. Share something about Krishna Katha. So all these things you have to equip yourself. This important thing you have to learn in community living, that when you are down, your spirit is down, you take help of somebody else who will pull up your spirits simply by talking to them even 2 minutes. It doesn't require a big conversation or a whole lot of discussion. No. I have tried this. I can tell you by my experience. When I feel a little low, I just make a call to another devotee. Say, Hare Krishna, how are you? What did you read today? I read from the Krishna book. Can I share something? Just 2 minutes. The devotee will feel so nice about it. Or you also feel nice about sharing something that interesting that you read. It may not be even something you read today, but be something you read last week. Something you heard somewhere in some lecture, in the class, day before yesterday. There's no such thing. Krishna consciousness, nothing is stale. Everything is ever fresh. You can share anything, anytime. You see? It's never out of date. Correct? So, like this, you equip yourself to deal with emergencies, to deal with situations when your consciousness is low, or when you're facing some challenges. Very quickly you can come out of it. It's not difficult. But don't struggle alone. Don't cut yourself off from devotee association. Don't isolate yourself and think that I'll figure out myself. I think I can figure out myself. That's not very intelligent. That's not very wise. It's not good. Never do it. Try to do it alone. Don't give up association of devotees. Next question. Excuse me. Does it answer your question?
Maharaj, in the Bhagavad Gita, one name of a Grihastha that is brought up by Lord Krishna is the name of Janaka Maharaj.
Janaka.
So, when I look at that, should these 4 stages be like a phase that a person should transition through some type of a ritual? For example, there are some sampradayas where people only get liberated when they are in Grihasthashram throughout their life. For example, Vallabha Sampradaya, Koshima. So here, can a person be in a Grihastha ashram for the rest of his or her life or should there be a transition to the next two ashramas, Vanaprastha ashrama and Sannyasa ashrama, before they get a chance to get liberated?
See, in bhakti, the main consideration is how our consciousness is getting enriched with Krishna consciousness. So whatever is favorable for becoming Krishna conscious, you accept that. That's the principle of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam. Reject everything that is unfavorable for Krishna consciousness, accept everything that is favorable. So we don't say that you may remain in Grihastha ashrama throughout the rest of your life and still be successful, or that you necessarily have to quit Grihastha ashrama and then enter Vanaprastha. We say neither. We say whatever is favorable you accept. But the important thing is that chanting Hare Krishna alone is enough for perfection. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches. And if you work on the quality of chanting Hare Krishna, become very serious about nicely chanting your japa and augmenting it with kirtan and all the other activities of bhakti to enrich your Krishna consciousness, to improve your chanting, then chanting alone is enough. It doesn't matter what your social condition is, or your family situation is, or what your means of livelihood is. It doesn't matter at all. That becomes really secondary. It could be different for different people. There need be no common formula for that. You see, we don't have to worry about striking some kind of formula which works for everybody. We don't classify and categorize. Oh, for you this is going to work. For you this is going to work. We don't worry about that at all. Because we have this formula. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, simply chant Hare Krishna without offenses. So you work on how to chant inoffensively. And then your chanting improves, then all your problems are solved. As regards obstacles in spiritual progress, everything will be removed simply by focusing on chanting Hare Krishna. Because the holy name has descended to deliver all of us, to liberate us, to take us back to Krishna. So take advantage, full advantage of the holy name. So as far as our Sampradaya, Chaitanya Sampradaya is concerned, we say it doesn't matter what varna, what ashrama, what your situation is, what your financial condition is, it really doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that you neglect your family or you neglect your financial condition or something. No, that's not the idea. The idea is the perfection is independent of your particular situation. The common thing for all of us is this chanting Hare Krishna. And we have to really work on improving our chanting. Any other question? Ask question.
Maharaj, you mentioned the importance of association, and you said that never be away from association. So sometimes our material liking and disliking creates hindrance. So how to deal with it, or how to avoid, especially dealing with the devotees? So like the nature.
So dealing with the devotees, you see, as I said, association is not just I reveal my problem and somebody will tell me some solution. That's not the only thing about association. As I told you, you go to the temple, have darshan of the deities, that's also association. You go to the temple and sit there, chant one round, Hare Krishna. That is also association. So association is not just, one thing. Association means being in Krishna conscious atmosphere, especially the atmosphere which is enriched with Krishna consciousness, the temple, especially the temple. Or talking to somebody and sharing some Krishna conscious, Krishna Katha.
Maybe I could not put my question correctly. So by material liking and disliking, I mean, so a person has a certain nature and he dislikes a certain kind of nature in another person. So how to...
So select the people whom you like. What is the problem? Why you have to go to somebody whom you don't like? Why don't you go to somebody whom you like?
In devotees, among the devotees.
So then if among the devotees you don't like any of the devotees, go to some other congregation devotees. Or call them on the phone. See, technology has enabled us in so many ways. Imagine the time when I was practicing outside of the temple. We had no mobile phone. I didn't even have a phone connection. So what was my way of taking association? I had to physically go and meet. I had to travel. Now, supposing you're not able to travel, you can call on the phone and speak. Such a nice facility. You can send a message if you don't want to disturb the person by making a phone call. You can send a message. And they can reply when they're free by sending you back a message. You have so many options. There's so many facilities. It's just that you don't think of using them with Krishna consciousness. That is the difficulty. We didn't have all these gadgets to carry with us. Anytime you can open your mobile phone and read Krishna book. We never had any such gadgets. We had to physically have the book and we had to carry the book if you had to read. There's no other way you could read Krishna book. Now we have so many gadgets. But where there's a will, there's a way. If you really want to read, all this you'll put to use. Otherwise, people are there who have got Krishna book on iPad, or got on mobile phone, have got on their laptop, have got Krishna book in e-book, Kindle, physical Krishna book is also there. They don't open and read because they never make time to read. They have no interest, they have no attraction for reading. That's the unfortunate situation of the sage. Facilities are plenty, but unless from within the desire is there, the drive is there, it's not going to happen. Last question. Prabhu,
See what is happening to the teams, you have very less time to clear this place by 7:30. So we have to break up. Otherwise, what happens is the teams will not have enough.
we'll get another chance for question answer tomorrow. That time you can ask the question.
Sorry about that. We are really running late. It's 5:07 already, and we have, all the teams have to be back here by 6:30. And 6:30, just to give you an idea of what the rest of the day is going to be. From now till 6:30, each of you teams go please prepare for a 10-minute presentation, right? And then when we come back at 6:30, dinner will be served simultaneously. The teams will be presenting, because at 7:30 sharp we have to start cleaning up of this place, and we'll be out of here by 8 o'clock. Okay, it's going to be tight, very tight schedule. We have whole of tomorrow. And as you know, many of you know, or some of you don't know, tomorrow we have a special Bhagavad Gita class. We have initiation ceremony before that, as well as Sattvic lifestyle presentation from 3:30 to 5:30. From 3:30 to 5:30. Maharaj has done a tremendous research on practical Sattvic lifestyles in terms of diet, yoga, pranayama, and all the different things that will help us maintain a Sattvic lifestyle that is conducive for Krishna consciousness. Should all take advantage of it. Okay. How much? Realization. So we'll also have a Q&A session after that, so those who want to stay back tomorrow, so please take advantage. And as you all know, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, Maharaj is going to take Bhakti Shastri course on Bhagavad Gita over 6 sessions, actually 3 days. Entire Bhagavad Gita will be covered in a very deep way, with a lot of opportunity for you to understand the core concept, ask questions and all that. And that will be in the evenings, 6 to 8:30 every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I know it will be challenging for some of you. We'll also have a live telecast on YouTube. You can join, but I urge you to come in person. As I said, there's a magic to an in-person association, and we'll take advantage. Okay. So thank you, Maharaj, for this. So all of you, please come back here at 6:30 sharp. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Two times, which means it is taking 2 photos or just one?
2 photo.
Or is it?
एक बार ही क्लिक करो.
Okay. Maybe I'm...
लो फोटो ले लो. వాళ్ళది అయిపోయింది.
Oh, Mataji.
నా దగ్గర కూడా ఉండే అవి. ఎవరో తీసుకుంటారు.
డైరెక్ట్ లైవ్ ఎలా అవుతుందని
యూట్యూబ్లో యాప్, యూట్యూబ్ యాప్, డైరెక్ట్ యూట్యూబ్ యాప్ లైవ్. और एक लो. मैं भी करता हूँ. लिए क्या? आया? No limit. You can keep clicking. Bro, when is the next? Next session will take some time. I can stop streaming. Huh? This is my creativity. No, that's what. Should I stop? How much time it takes? Oh, they'll come back.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, guys, we are stopping the stream.
Please go to your rooms and start practicing. You only have 1 hour 15 minutes. Team 1. Team 2. Please start going. Team 1, please start moving to your room so that everybody can join and start prepping.